And then, well, I guess Don's coming though, isn't he? We'll give Don another 5 minutes. Huh?
You're live now, though.
Oh, all right, I'm live now. They can sit here and watch me read.
I think I have it. Okay, so I'm just going to run non-performance stuff. And then there's that
That was the last board meeting.
Yes.
I didn't even recognize that.
No, it's hard to recognize.
See, I'd be a bad cop, that's all it takes.
Yeah.
Some different glasses or a mask, and I'd never recognize it.
I hardly wear a hat too. But yeah.
That's what threw me off first.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel rather officious since I was never at an actual meeting before this and sitting up in the front, so I'm not sure if that's a good idea.
It's pretty informal.
Okay, all right.
Fortunately.
Good.
Don, say what time?
He called me about 5:45, and they were on their way.
Okay, so yeah, it's not been quite 5. So yeah, we should be here soon.
have an extra pen, or can I run out and grab mine?
You can run out. We have time.
I've got one board. You have it on your phone.
We made it.
He's coming behind me somewhere.
Okay.
How see your seat up there? That's your seat
You gotta
up
sit
there.
up here.
They make us stand in front of the computers now. Alright. Well, I guess we're all here. Well, not all, but close enough. Okay, yeah. Call the meeting to order at 7:16, 7:17? 6, okay. Works for me. As I said, very informal. Public comment? Okay. I didn't know.
I got a question.
Okay.
Introducing West, is that public comment?
I figured we'd do that like right now,
That's all.
because pretty much everybody's here is new. So, I guess I will start. Leading into that, I'll start. I'm Nathan Costo. I'm chair of the board. I don't know how many years I've been on here. Not that many. I think 16 or 15 or
That's
16
all,
was the
right.
first year. Somewhere in there. 4. Okay. He knows. I don't. That's it. Peter.
Good evening, I'm Peter Rice, live down in the south end, sort of the south end, I guess you'd probably say rebel instead of Yankee, rebel representation here. And it's been a real education the last couple of years. And I must say that our lady here put in some extra effort for me and got me set up to go through that conference. And I was at a point just before it started, I couldn't get on. I called her in desperation and she got me on. I am not a computer whiz kid, so thanks so much. It was well worth it. I took about 6 pages of notes and it's very interesting. Thank you.
Go ahead.
I'm Wes Bunce. I live out on the north end of the county, on Canyon Prairie Road. This is all new to me. I've never served on any board before, but I'm looking forward to find out what we need to do.
My turn. Gord Pierce, also brand new to the board. Actually hadn't even made any kind of a meeting before. Well familiar with weeds. It's been our life for a long time. I'm general manager of Bruce Seed Farm as well. So for selfish reasons, I want to ensure we're doing what we can to keep some weeds away from our operation, because it'll change the way we do business. So, but yeah.
I guess we'll introduce Todd when he gets here.
Yeah.
Next meeting. All right. I'll approve the minutes from last meeting. You got any corrections, Peter?
No, everything was as I recall it.
Me too. Minutes will be approved.
Just like to welcome you to our committee as a fellow committee member.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You witnessed.
Can you send it my way, Peter?
Sure.
Can I have another copy?
I have one with your.
Oh, you do? Okay,
Yep.
that'll work. No, I just, my notes. Budget reports. And anybody new has a question? We ask Jessica a lot, so something, want to know something, kind of all self-explanatory. We just kind of like to see what's going on. That's really it. Make sure no one's taking too much or doing anything wrong, which we don't have a problem with, but
Okay, could I ask the question of Jessica's role in this too? I mean, what your,
oh,
your
sorry.
Basically, I give you guys information, so I generate the budget reports for you guys to review. I am the on-the-ground coordinator.
Mhm.
You guys, we worked on the county's weed management plan last year. We worked on the county's subdivision management plan, which we totally overhauled. And so your guys' role is to look at things that we want to change document-wise for the county and kind of give us advice, make suggestions, look at things.
Okay.
Does that get you somewhere close?
Absolutely, thank you.
Did you buy something big for the office?
Yeah, we bought a laptop with the CARES Act money, and so we're actually waiting for that CARES Act reimbursement.
Okay. And once that comes in,
Then that'll come back.
so it'll be almost
Yeah,
be even?
yep.
Okay. Wow, I can't spell laptop.
What is the interfund? Is that like an operating capital
Yeah.
kind of a thing? Okay,
This is the best way to explain it.
okay.
Well, that's how I understand it. I could be totally wrong.
So it's our capital improvement
Okay.
fund,
Okay.
so that's,
Yeah,
Okay.
I was wrong.
Okay.
That's our building fund, what we're trying to get a building,
Okay.
trucks, sprayers, all of that.
Okay.
Which we should be good on for a while. Wait a second. We haven't had a meeting. I don't need do I need one for the budget motion?
No.
I didn't think so. All right. I wasn't sure. On to new business. Board member appointments. And appointments. Kind of already went through that. That one's done. Election of the board officers. Cool. What do you want to start? What do we want to start with? Want to start with VP, Vice President? It's interactive, guys.
Somebody has to make a motion to nominate.
Yep.
Yeah, we have to make motions to nominate
So how long are terms? And
1 year.
1 year, okay.
We don't have any term restrictions, so
For a board member or a seat or
a seat, like,
or anything?
since I'm president now,
Okay.
I can be one this coming year. I mean, we don't
Okay. there's
do
no
that.
Yeah. no
do
term
it that
you can
way,
reelect.
just to-
Okay.
And then, board appointments for the first initial appointment are 1 year. And then if you're interested in serving again, then those become a 2-year appointment.
That policy's changed,
Is it?
yeah. We did that in the beginning because we had too many people that terms were all expiring at the same time.
Okay,
So we did staggered terms, and now we've got that sorted out.
okay.
So everybody's new appointment will be for 3 years.
Oh, okay. Then we need to amend our bylaws to reflect that.
yeah.
And then, so. But I would suggest for you guys, if you're appointing your own officers, that you start with your chairman first and then your vice chair.
And you've done this 1 year already?
Yes.
Okay.
It's
I will vote for Nathan Costa to be the chairman for 2021 to, is this a 3-year appointment as well? Just 1 year? Okay. For 2021, I vote, I propose Nathan Costa to be the chairman.
I second it.
Okay.
And don't throw anything at me. Don't throw anything at me.
no, yeah, that's fine. Though I do have to relinquish command. Don't I have to I have to relinquish it for the vote or something? No? Okay. I guess we can go vote. All in
So
favor?
the procedure is, Nathan, is you've got a second. Now you ask for discussion. Is
Okay.
there any discussion?
Yes, you got the background
Yeah.
experience
The discussion.
Yeah.
and the
then
personality.
If there's any discussion from them, then you move on.
Okay.
Ask for your vote.
So, yeah, we just haven't followed Robert's rules of procedure.
Okay.
Usually we don't. I mean, so, which is fine. We can start.
Well, we need to do that because the public needs to have an opportunity to comment.
Okay.
That's why that's important.
Oh, now I gotta remember all that. It's been a while.
There's a book.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rules.
My wife would be very mad if she found out how I ran a meeting. Any discussion? Okay. Seeing no discussion, we'll move on to the vote. All in favor of me staying as me being president of the weed board for another physical year. say aye,
Aye.
or raise hands, I guess. It might be better with face mask, actually,
Yeah.
raising hands. Or since that. So I am president for 2021. Moving on to vice president. For the new members, it is even the president's what I do. It's pretty simple. If I'm not here to run the meeting, if something happens to me, I break a leg, die, you're in charge. Most times I can get to about everything and do what I need to do. So it is kind of nice if you have time to run into town for if I can't sign something, so you can sign it. But we have a pretty good little system between me, Jessica, and my wife, where she can drop stuff here, come in here, drop a kid off, that kind of thing. So I usually make 90% of that. With COVID this last year, we did have to talk a little bit more. John Ferret was the VP. We discussed quite a bit because we didn't have meetings with the whole COVID thing going on. And Jessica and I were in more communication this year too. So it's pretty laid back, pretty easy. So
I don't know if I can make a nomination, but I would suggest Peter.
and that's what I was thinking.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
I'll second. I'll nominate Peter. We'll make it official, so Jessica, that way we know it's good. I'll nominate Peter to be vice president.
I'll second it.
Seconded.
Well, thank you, I certainly appreciate that nomination, and the learning process will continue.
Is there any discussion? I kind of laid the plan, what it is. Okay, all in favor? Aye, me. I gotta raise my hand too. It'll carry.
Thank you.
I was gonna say, now that we're doing these virtual things, on occasion, someone may have a comment on the,
Yeah, there's nothing I
yeah,
would have.
so whoever's running the meeting will have to kind of keep an eye on that.
Okay.
And they'll relay that to you,
Yeah, that's,
what their comment or question is, so that you guys can answer it.
yeah, no, that's a whole new world.
Yeah.
Especially for me.
I know it's new for a lot of you guys.
So, all right. So we'll move on. Setting the date and time for future meetings. Todd Kiddo has a
Ambulance commitment.
ambulance commitment for the first and third Wednesday. I hope you guys kind of.
Here, first and third Wednesday, you have other commitments.
Okay,
So-
and that's fine. Is there a good time that works for you? Did Todd say anything for him?
Basically, he was pretty open the rest of the time. What,
Rest
the
of the
second
time.
Wednesday would work really well?
Okay.
That works fine for me.
I think that'll work for me.
Yeah,
Is
March
March-
should, yeah, Wednesdays are pretty good for me, period, so.
Okay.
Well, so what happened is we thought that your guys' meeting was gonna be on the third,
Mhm.
so they voted to change. But if you guys change, that's fine, they'll go back to their old schedule, so
Okay.
whatever you gotta do, no problem.
Okay.
It was just a conflict of this room. You guys are having meetings at the same time,
Mhm.
so whatever you decide on, they will,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
so it's not gonna be a meeting.
All right.
Is that the March then?
Sure. That was one thing I do want to discuss. And this is probably about as good time as any. Do we want to hit another meeting this month? Because we got a lot to get through. We're so backlogged from COVID. We almost need another meeting this month is it in here? The new business, continued part, the non-compliance, and the gravel pit, and the seasonal job application. Hopefully we get through some of that tonight, but the non-compliance will take another meeting, at least another meeting, if not two, to get sorted out, figured out, and with enough new guys here to do it. I think I'm the only last one on here that went through one.
Yeah.
So, since we're on things, I'll refrain from what I thought it was. So is there another time this month that would work for another meeting for kind of everybody? Everybody kind of needs to be here. We can do a working meeting in the day. I really don't have a set time. We get to the end of the month, I'll start calving, and I'll be here, but I might be smelly. So just pre-warning you.
I prefer evenings for sure.
Okay, that's fine by me.
10, 17, 24, all work for me, if that's what, any of those would work for you.
I think I'm good most times.
Yep.
Okay.
If we do the 24th, that would give us almost 2 weeks between if we set schedule for the second Wednesday of the month, that'd give us almost 2 weeks between that meeting and the next.
Next meeting. Okay.
Because then Todd could make that one, because he couldn't make the 17th.
Couldn't make the 17th. So so why don't we plan on that? So
6 o'clock on the 24th of February.
I would really like to get the meetings back to 7 o'clock. There's a better chance of me being here and not, but I know you'll get busy spraying, and
That's okay. If it's-
I don't know what you do.
Work for myself mostly.
Okay, so you're open all the time. Cool. It'd just be harder once we start calving and getting into summer. We usually like to move the meetings back to
Sure.
7. Just,
Yeah.
it's kind of been practiced. We don't have to.
Okay, so
But-
7 o'clock on the 24th, is that what you're?
Let's go 6 on that one. But on the
Okay.
on the March one, move that back to 7 o'clock.
Do we need to make a motion to amend our daytime to the second Wednesday at 7?
Yeah, but won't. Well, yeah, because we got to set it. So yeah, we'll need to make a motion to set it to the second Wednesday of every month.
If you want a motion for that, I'll make that motion.
Peter, motion.
So I would make a motion that we moved that from March on until further notice, 7 o'clock on the second Wednesday, 1900. Okay.
Is that the second and fourth, or just second?
Just second.
Okay.
Will be
All right.
be a normal meeting.
Okay.
Because we missed January. Well, we missed. Did we do?
We did December, we didn't do January.
Okay, January, and we just got a lot to get.
And then
Through.
we'll call the 24th meeting a working meeting, we'll just concentrate on non-compliance.
That's fine by me,
And then,
because that's going to take the longest. I mean,
yeah,
really,
because everybody just got information tonight,
yeah.
so then they can read it.
Yeah, so that's a good idea. So the 24th will be a working meeting at 7 o'clock.
At 7 o'clock?
Six, sorry.
I don't mean to be a pain. Yeah.
No, I said,
Figure it
I
out.
did say 7, and it was 6, well, we agreed on.
Sure.
You got to keep me straight. I'm all for that. I'm not going to argue anything. Well, I might argue a lot, but I'll usually lose. Moving on, ongoing business. Grants and MOUs.
So I only did grants this time, so in the packet for the new guys is the grants spreadsheet of the grants we have currently running. Might be at the end of your packet.
Did I get one?
You can have another one.
Okay. I probably got it, I just don't want to find it. Oh, I saw that. I don't know where I saw it, but I saw it.
It's just a little spreadsheet with our current projects going. It may be the last paper in your file.
No, I was your plot map.
Oh,
No, I don't have one.
You guys didn't get it, you already had them, so.
Oh, okay. No wonder I did. All right. I like these.
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
This one?
I got one, dude. It's for you. You better keep them.
You need one, Jessica? I think I've got one in this one too. Okay. Yes.
Thank you.
So we have 3 grants currently running. The Crow Creek project is kind of that Crow Creek land. We have an extension till October of this year for that project. And then we have our WIP, which is a Wildlife Habitat Improvement Grant administered by Fish, Wildlife, and Parks. And that will run 5 years. And then we also have a noxiously trust fund grant for, we're calling it North Elkhorns, kind of that Winston area, that ties in with our WIP project. And then all of the work for the WIP and the North Elkhorns is being coordinated by me and Tracy, filling with the Forest Service. So.
Are these all state grants or?
No, the
Federal?
noxiously trust funds are state grants. The WIP grant is a federal grant. And then the special county grant is funded by license plate fees. And every county gets that as long as they turn in a little form.
I don't seem to have one of those. Do you have an extra one by chance? Oh, here's one. Thanks, thank you.
No problem.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm taking nothing's from the,
No,
what I
no.
remember, nothing has
Yeah,
changed.
We haven't
So
been spending any monies.
kind of not the year to do that.
Yeah.
Not the time of year to change much of those, so.
So the top 2 are state grants, the bottom 2 are federal.
No, so just the WIP one is a federal.
The Elkhorns, okay,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah,
the big one.
The big one.
yeah.
Got it.
Anything coming down the pipe that you need to work
So,
on?
What we're gonna do, Tracy and I have been talking, we're gonna apply to post 2 conservation corps interns this season to map the belts. The Forest Service has the Middleman project starting, and we're hoping to tie a WIP project in with work that's gonna happen over there.
For 2022?
Yep.
Cool. And you want to do MOUs? Nothing's changed in them?
Nope, no.
Okay.
I think
Mo-
we redo our BLM one this next fiscal year,
Okay.
but it'll be July.
Ah, okay. It's like, I thought we did it this year. It's July, yeah. Ah, yeah. Okay. Spray update. I'm guessing on that one that you didn't do much.
Didn't spray in January, sorry.
Not surprised. Subdivision management plans.
All right, so the first one that should be on there will be the Silos, Lakeview Estates. It's not on the first page of the submission packet, so if you look to in, it'll say it. It's, Beth Smith subdivision.
Oh, okay. Letter of agreement, board of majesty, okay. And get it. Alright, we need a bigger table.
for some history, has this always been a plan in place for the county?
So this document you have now is what we revised last year.
Okay.
And so if you look further back in his plan, he actually also submitted one using the old form.
There's always been some type of a weed
Okay.
management plan. This
For
is way better than
development.
what it used to be.
Okay.
We've just updated it.
Yeah, so if you look,
Okay.
there's this page that says Appendix L, way far back will be what our old plan looked like. And then
Okay.
the next subdivision you have to review is submitted using the old plan.
Okay.
Okay.
The old plan was we didn't ask the right questions for what we wanted, so.
Sorry to ask too many questions. Does every county in the state have an application process like this the same way?
I'm not sure if every county has something this detailed. I think they all have
Some
something
kind of a requirement?
because it's required by state law.
Okay.
That there is
That's good.
something with weed management attached to the sale of property.
Ours, yeah, and ours is not the most in-depth one either. There's
Right.
more out there that ask for more questions and whatnot.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
So the only thing I noticed would be that they need a site visit, obviously, and then I think I'd asked for HOA contact. He mentioned forming an HOA in his plan. So having, once that's formed, having your contact. It is on,
I think I've been just skimming through what I.
yeah, page 6, he mentions forming an HOA.
Oh, yeah, that one. Okay, yeah, we will need. We'll need the contact information for the president of that.
Yeah.
But we'll have to have that in, or is with the thing. We can approve it with that though.
Yeah.
But we'll have to make sure they stay on top of that.
Mhm. As this plan has the track through what's starting in December, I think that's something that, if they have presidential changes, that could be noted in their December report.
Yeah. Okay. That should work. Usually they have it kind of set up.
Full disclosure, I or Brody must have talked to Doug Smith on this application.
Yes.
About a seed mix that we,
Yes.
so, yeah, anyway,
No, that's fine.
so.
That's kind of why we got Peter at the south side,
Okay.
south end.
Yep.
And, I mean, we're kind of close, but
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of stick everybody around so we know what weeds are coming up and whatnot.
Okay.
And you also kind of work as an industry rep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
I can really see the improvements on our new
Oh, yeah.
form. Like
It's kind of sickening that we made it so long that we, on the old one.
Mhm.
But it did work.
Yeah. It's so much clearer though. More complete.
Jessica, something that you might want to give the new guys too is the county weed,
Oh, yes.
our noxious weeds too.
Mhm.
We can set, we have to have the state noxious weeds are set.
Sure.
And then we added noxious weeds onto that we consider, that the county considers noxious.
If you guys hang on to page 17 of this form, it actually has the state list and then our county list of noxious.
Yeah, but this is 2010. Don't we have a revised one?
This should be our up-to-date. I updated this when I did our,
No, Sven, not is not on here. Unless I'm missing it.
it is on priority 2A.
Yeah, well,
Last one.
okay, I missed it.
I cannot.
I'm 2A? Okay.
Yours is different. than-
Yeah,
You're talking about
mine's
that?
different. Yeah, that's not,
Red
that,
bottom
So-
two
That's
A is
different.
vented out.
Okay.
Is that? Oh, I see it. There's a second. Oh, they had, and then you pulled out his original old plan you submitted.
Oh, I did?
Included
Okay.
one. So you pulled the page from the old plan with the old weed list.
oh, that explains a lot.
So yeah, so page
Okay.
17 is current.
That looks better. All right. Okay, yeah, but for the new guys, that didn't really matter, but
But now
For the
you
new-
guys can hang on to this one.
yeah,
Just
so. I'll hang on to that too.
This is actually, the state noxious weed list is different than the noxious weed list I usually deal with in the seed business, because there's actually a noxious weed seed listing by state, and then there's the U.S. federal noxious weed seed list. So this is, it's all encompassing. Obviously, this includes aquatic species and things like that.
Yeah.
But there's some other weeds on that list that are not on this one, and that's kind of interesting, like wild oats, for example.
Oh.
Critically important grading issue in agriculture. It's actually not on this list,
Yep.
so interesting.
We can
So I'll have to
revise
learn.
and add it on.
Well, that's not our biggest problem.
No, well, I totally understand that.
Yeah, so.
All right, I don't see anything in that subdivision plan that steps out for me. Um,
Hey, well, we're in between here for a second. I'd like to bring up something that struck me as kind of particularly interesting and not at all surprising, that coming in from other countries, and that is, it came out at this MWCA meeting or conference, there were 300 seed packets received by Montana ranchers, I guess, residents from China. There's a full investigation with the USDA on it right now, but those 300 were just what we got in the States, so I can see we really got to be watching all kinds of things about China, but that's one more I think is interesting.
yeah.
Well, I assume deliberate to try to infiltrate and damage our crops is my guess.
So, all right, back to the Silo Lakeview Estates subdivision. I think all our stuff's on there for the plot map we'd like to see.
Yep.
Yep, there it is. Okay, and the right to farm. I'm okay with saying we'll let them go ahead with a site visit in, it's February, May-ish, or 6 months?
6 months.
You want to do 6 months?
Yeah.
Okay. Might be easier. With a site visit in 6 months with final approval. If nothing is majors found, nothing too danging. And that they let us know their owner,
HOA.
yeah, thank you. President, as soon as it is done, elected. And if not, we'll revoke it. I think, if we can. Which we can. Okay, on to the next one. You do have two, don't you, Jessica?
I do, so it's on there, so they didn't fill out the new form. I sent it to Jerry on Friday, he called and asked me to send him a copy of the new form.
Oh,
So he's working on it.
okay.
But he did send me his old form.
Well, okay.
And also their plat map is missing a research.
Well, I don't even,
So we can, approve it with modifications or come back to it at the next meeting.
has our new weed plan gone through?
Mhm.
Needs to be in a new form. That's simple. I mean, that's what it's there for. How long has it been certified in? Hasn't been a week.
No.
Hasn't been a month.
Yeah, so the problem they're running into is some of these things go to Nicole, so they say they filled this plan out in 8/1 of 19. But I got it Monday.
Oh.
So,
And they're redoing a new one. They are
so I
doing a
gave
new.
Jerry the form on Friday to do the new one.
Okay. And that's the date it's signed at. I'll give them that. I mean, it's our new plan was not involved then, was it?
Mm-mm.
Okay. We better look at it because it is filled out underneath the old plan. The old plan was still inactive at that time.
Those are the ones I need you to sign.
For the silo. Okay. We better look at it. I had them.
Could we request it done in the same format for our next meeting on February 24th?
Well, that's in the bylaws. We have 10 days, 20, next scheduled.
Yes, we have to have it 10 days before our next scheduled meeting, which would be the March 10th.
Oh.
We have to receive it by.
By. But did we have this one 10 days before this meeting?
We have 10 days to approve or approve with modifications or deny.
Yeah, but when did you get,
I got this Monday.
so,
3 days.
so we wouldn't have, we would be out of 10 days, so we need to. Gonna love it when this old plans die.
And I also didn't receive an original.
Oh, you haven't seen an original?
I have a copy from his lawyer, which is what I copied to you.
Mhm.
So you haven't seen the original then? We need the original to sign.
It just occurred to me that I have a copy. So
Well,
you want me to
so-
contact Jerry and ask him to,
Yeah, because we have to sign an original. We're not going to sign a copy.
yeah.
I mean, that just, if we had the original here and, they filled out under the old plan and all that with the original, I would probably look at it and say they had to fill out a new plan with site inspection
Yeah.
and all that, how we have done it. But now with the original, we've never done that one in any kind of
Okay.
setting. It's always been, we've had to have the original with the plot map. So that kind of takes care of that. They can have it to us by the next one. And
Okay.
well, does anybody else have an issue? Okay.
So if you would sign the 2 for the silos, I'll put that back together.
Sure. I'm gonna have to go through all that again.
Oh, do we not have a motion to approve silos yet?
No.
Okay.
We have to make motions to approve and second, and then a vote yes or no. And we actually did not follow the right rules on that. We should have opened it and had discussion
Right.
on that. And I forget.
I have a feeling.
I can make that motion to
Yeah.
approve the Silos Lakeview Estates project as presented
And then with modifications.
with modifications of,
With the site visit
with a site visit, yes.
and the,
And then the HOA president information.
Mhm. With all 4 of those, I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Moving on. Vehicle and equipment update.
Nothing changed yet.
Okay. I do have a question. Whatever happened to the GMC flatbed?
It's still sitting there. We haven't gotten it torn down yet.
Okay. Everything else where is it? 3/20/21. Okay. I guess this might be as good as any. How is the new building? It's not on here,
Yeah,
and I'm just, are you guys still working on it?
yes, so we're looking at
Okay,
possibly purchasing the solid waste transfer building from solid waste.
There's several,
Yeah,
there's a couple irons in the fire there. We are still looking at our options. I don't want to speak too much on that because it depends on a couple other moves, but if
Okay.
everything pans out, right, and we're able to get some federal grant funding on the solid waste side, there is an opportunity that building may be vacant in the future, so instead of having to break ground, drill a new well, do all the rest of it, there is a small chance that would be open, but we'll know more after we get a professional engineering review done and see where we sit grant-wise, but that would be a very easy option, and she'd be able to walk in on day
Yeah.
one purchasing that building.
Okay. Yeah, and I guess we'll fill in the new guys. We've been looking at a building for our spray rigs. They sit outside, tanks outside. Chemical storage is not pretty. And there's no other way around it.
Is it legal?
It is legal.
Okay.
It is legal.
All right.
We did have to do work to make it legal, but it is legal. But we're trying to get that better. Right now, Jessica shares with the county road crew. So we're just got a little corner. Our sprayers sit outside all winter, sunlight, everything. We're trying to take care of that.
Possibility of theft?
They'd have to be pretty good, but they could do it. I mean, it is possible, but we've been trying to work on a building for how many years? Every year I've been here of some sort. There was a whole snafu 4 years ago, when the building was, we'll not get into it. So, and that's kind of where they had, with the old board, they started trying to find options and get into options. That's why I was asking, just to kind of have a little bit of update.
Okay.
3, 2, okay. So, new business continues. Non-compliance. You guys have gotten a packet. The new people, you got yours last meeting, okay? Or in the mail. They came in the mail.
Yep, I got it.
Okay.
So my suggestion would be everybody take it home, read through it.
Yeah,
The
that's
laws in here, and then a couple of samples from other counties. And then at that February 24th meeting, we'll
discuss it in more detail. Well, actually, that's pretty much all we'll probably do. You gonna mail them the one we have?
yeah, I'll make copies and send this one out.
Yep, that you got tonight?
Yeah.
For me, okay. Because in this, our plan was not in there. Jessica, I gave Jessica a plan of ours that we are working on right now, that we're under right now, and Don knows what we call it. So we'll get more in depth with that at the 24th, and hopefully not be too long at it. If everybody comes prepared. Yeah, never mind. That's no question. 24th. So, gravel pit.
So I included our thorough gravel pit management plan form. Right now, the DEQ has removed the requirement for permitting to have the leaf plan attached. So when they ask for a permit for a gravel pit, they've removed the requirement for a leaf management plan. So other coordinators across the state and DEQ are gonna sit down together and say, how can we do this? The DEQ is tired of getting multi-pages of leaf plan and having to store that on file. So the coordinator solution is, can we sign it and provide that to them? Well, ours is not, other counties are not. So the coordinators are suggesting, can we provide you with a stamp or something that's easy to include that still requires this?
So it's a moot point at this point
Yeah.
until
Until we iron
DEQ knows that. I guess Can the county say anything about this or no?
Stuff like that.
The gravel pit? Can we, as a county, say they have to give this to the county?
If they're gonna put an open pit, a gravel pit on private property.
Is that a state requirement?
Not anymore. That was, so DEQ has removed that requirement from their permitting process.
Okay. So do you guys feel that you still want to continue that?
Yes.
Okay,
I would say that if that's what you want to do, you
okay,
can be able to do that.
so we have to present it to the commission then?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, so, my suggestion would be is to not update this until House Bill 93 goes, we see what happens with House Bill 93, because we might have to redo it.
Okay.
House Bill 93 is to expand certified materials to include gravel, mulch, a whole bunch of other things that can be certified as weed-free. And they're going to put in a place to certify gravel and mulch, straw, all of the things, all materials that could be used potentially.
Okay.
Because I guess there's becoming a call for being able to certify dirt and gravel. So-
Yeah. That affect you a lot.
And seed.
Yeah.
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 So, I think we can look at updating our plan if we want to do anything to make it a little closer to our subdivision plan in some ways.
Yeah. When's that bill supposed to be?
So it's gone to its third
Supposable
review.
date.
So it's been referred back to committee, and it had its next hearing yesterday. So yeah, it's went from House to Senate, so it's in the Senate for hearing now.
Okay. And what's the bill number?
House Bill 93.
93. Why can't I remember 93? All right. So let's put that on the back burner, ongoing business, or however we want to do that. I think we need one, just for, I mean, like the one out there by the bunkhouse. You know it's getting in everywhere else. It's bringing in dirt, moving seed. It's doing it. Let's hold them responsible. So, all right. That was easy. I like those.
Other legislation that I think might be of interest, there is a House bill out to clarify aquatic invasive species management, and put its authority with Fish, Wildlife, and Parks in no longer that nebulous region between counties and Fish, Wildlife. So it got tabled. So it might be worth writing more letters to House Natural Resources Committee to encourage them to not table it.
What bill was that?
House Bill 42.
What's the rationale for tabling it?
I think that there was a lot of confusion within the committee about what its actual purpose was, because currently Fish, Wildlife, and Parks handles aquatic invasives anyway, but it's not outlined. I mean, it's not a formal designation, so there's not a lot of clarities, and I don't think that the committee understood why we want clarification, because aquatic invasive species are on the state noxious weed list, but they're not handled by the state, the weed coordinators. They're handled still by aquatic, or by Fish, Wildlife.
Yeah, that sounds like a complicated issue. They better sort that out first, I would think, but I don't know.
I think that's part of it, is that they
Yeah.
want, if authorities actually funding given to Fish, Wildlife, who also do squeal on pigs, mussels, those
Right.
other invasives, tagging in aquatic invasives makes sense. Because they handle our clean, drain, dry, all of those
Mhm.
lake monitoring programs.
Okay. So. So I guess let us know when that passes.
Yep.
And the 93, and we'll get back into, we'll schedule the gravel pit.
Yep.
It really shouldn't take that long. We'll be more in depth than that. Moving on, seasonal job description.
So I provided the one from 2016 and then the one we wrote last year.
How are these being? Is it going to be a permanent,
No,
part-time,
it'll be a
seasonal?
seasonal.
Okay, it'll just be seasonal.
Mhm.
Okay.
This is the one you just wrote up, and this is the old one?
So this is the one that was provided by Mako to, would have been Scott in 2016.
Okay.
And this is the one that Michelle Beatty helped draft last week.
Okay.
And this is more in line with how the county's current postings are displayed.
And when you say seasonal, what is the timeline?
Seasonal is less than, no, short term is 90 days, so seasonal is up to 6 months, I believe.
Okay.
But it is not permanent, it is not full-time, and it is not job attached.
Okay. See, in my opinion, I do think that a lot of the key work around weed management is fall and spring, not necessarily in the heat of the summer.
Mhm.
And so I guess the question I would have is, does 6 months cover that?
And that 6 months is what I'm not clear on how all of the classifications are. This is what Michelle
Okay,
recommended, and so it basically says that they are not a full-time employee.
right,
And
yeah.
they're not eligible to receive benefits.
I just wonder if that can mean,
And I'm not sure if it's
Yeah.
an actual 6 months from start to finish, or 6 months
6 months
total, or
total.
if 6 months is
okay,
what I have stuck in my head, because that's what's stuck in my head.
And according to Michelle, short term is 90 working days, and
Yes.
it's the same thing as no benefits as well, which is
Yeah.
straight wage.
okay.
But it is 90 working days.
For short term, and this is seasonal, and the seasonal has different, yep.
Okay. I guess I'd like to have that clarified too,
okay.
because it's, to be effective, it may not be a seasonal by that definition is what
Mhm.
we really do need. Oh,
Hey, yeah, I mean, that's great. I mean, because as I said, I didn't even occur to me. So,
okay.
So let's get clarification on that.
Do you guys see anything else that we want to refine, look at?
You probably deal with this a lot more than the rest of us, Gord.
I guess, certainly by county law, I guess we'd have to have them to go through the applicator license.
Yes. It's nicer to have them all applicator licensed and trained than to work under licenses. Because otherwise it falls back on the county if there's a screw up.
Yep.
And we have in the past with that, I don't know if that's in there. If they get their license, we give them a little. The faster you get it,
Sure.
I mean, we give them. I think we've.
The more you get, your $1 an hour.
Yeah, or something. I don't remember what.
Once your license, or however that.
Yeah, we give them like get this and you get an extra buck. So
Okay.
there is some incentive into that. But we
And
probably.
this is just the posting that goes out to solicit applicants, so things like their hourly wage and those things are discussed not at this point.
Yeah. Why do I keep grabbing this?
Well, I will find that out.
I'm okay with it, with posting that. You had the biggest question, Gord. You okay with having it being posted, getting it out there, and then getting the clarification back to us, or do you want the clarification
No,
in this posting?
I think if we post it now, I would prefer that.
Okay,
Okay,
Get the clarification after, so,
okay.
okay.
for this year at
Because
least. Yeah,
that's more for us, correct?
I would
For
say
you
so.
and
Mhm.
clarification, okay. Okay. So, I guess I'll make a motion to post the part-time job description for the weed mosquito board seasonal crew. Yeah, I don't, that's all I got. That's my motion.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Which we've kind of beat to death.
There's no public comment.
Okay. If there ever is, just,
I'll try.
yeah, please do. So, motion, got a first, second. All in favor of having Jessica post that, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And then let us know, Jessica, with the 6 months and how
Yeah,
everything,
I'll-
all that. Okay. Cool. Next meeting, we've already gone over.
So March 10th at 7 PM for the next formal meeting,
Formal meeting, sorry.
224 for the working meeting.
for the working meeting.
And that's where we're going through, over the
Yep,
non-compliance.
that'll be our
Yeah.
compliance meeting.
Yeah, that'll be the non-compliance, and that'll be a long meeting. Hopefully no cameras.
So your 24th meeting is just gonna be a working meeting?
Yes. Does that require us to use the cameras?
Yes.
And posted.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Even with the working meeting, we gotta use the cameras and post it, even though it's, okay. Didn't know that.
Do we have to keep minutes for it?
We can,
You can't make any decisions,
It's just
you
information.
just
Emotions.
simply discussion.
yeah. We can't approve,
Yep.
we can get it lined out and have it set up, that next time it's like, hey, done, motion second, through. Okay. That's kind of the plan. Okay, March 10th, 7 o'clock. That's it.
I'll make the motion to adjourn the meeting.
Okay, I'll second it as usual.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. There's 10 to 7 o'clock.
Are you guys okay if I email you the copy of this plan, or do you want to receive a mail copy?
I have to get email.
You would get email? Okay.
Email is fine.
Please, email, please. It's easier for you.
All right. Thank you.
I'm gonna be the last one on paper. At least I